hello and good morning. We are live on Boles.tv, BOLES.TV. I'm David Boles, and we are here with you Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. And we talk about all kinds of things, different things, new things, fun things, we hope. Have a good conversation about what's happening in the world, spinning around us. And today, oh boy, there's a lot going on. It's almost marvelous trying to figure out where to start and how to begin and where to stop. We live in interesting times. We have war brewing in Europe. And it's so interesting that Russia can invade the Ukraine. And no one takes the fight to Russia in Russia. They just want to fight in Ukraine. I think that's a mistake. If they want to fight, bring the fight to them. But we'll talk more about that later. So yesterday, we had a very interesting, I believe, conversation about DMCA takedown notices and the artist, NFT artist, Sabet, and how he went after Cryptomories and had a takedown notice on their OpenSea account because he claimed he owned the right to use a skull with a heart for one eye and an X for the other eye. And his lawyer filed a DMCA takedown notice with OpenSea and big thing over the weekend. And then Cryptomories said that they were upset, that Sabet wanted a lot of money, and Sabet wasn't admitting it was him, but later on he did. And I understand you have to protect what you've written. And if you don't actively protect your brand or your trademark, then the courts eventually will rule against you, saying, well, you've had all these imitators for the last 20 years and you never did anything about it. Why now are you going after them and claiming it now? So I believe this was a lawyer move, and Sabet decided to make it because it has to be made sometime, and the timing was just all off and awful. Because yesterday, Sabet had a big NFT reveal for his whitelist followers that's all about healing and codes and love and respect. Whereas 24 hours he was going after another company for stealing his artwork. And yesterday, it also appears, was Sabet's birthday, so it was a double whammo. Triple whammy, right in the old face-o. So let's start where we've started lately, with the price of Ethereum. Wow. It's up. First time I've seen it break 3,000 in 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Probably longer than that. And last week it was trading at 2,300. So that's when you want to get in there and buy. When it's low and the art is also low, now the art's high and the price is high. And you wonder what's going on. Because when it was tanking, 2,300 is when this whole thing in Russia and Ukraine was starting. And the stock market crashed. You know what I mean. It didn't crash, but it went down. People were worried about that. And for some reason, crypto is tied to the stock exchange. It's supposed to be a separate thing. The stock exchange is over here. But right now they're tied together. However, in the past few days, it's sort of separating, where the Dow is steady, and Ethereum and Bitcoin are moving back up to where they're supposed to be, which is around the $40,000 level for one Bitcoin and around $3,000 level for one Ethereum. So the money's going up, as they say. Why? Well, I believe crypto's going up because Europe and Russia especially, has been wiped off of the financial markets. They're being punished financially, which is good, smart. They're out of the SWIFT system, which is unfortunate for those who live in Russia because now none of your credit cards are good. You're hoarding cash. And then what are you going to do when you run out of your cash? You can't do anything with a gold bar, really. So, you turn to the internet. And you have your relatives in the USA and other places in the world say, hey, send me a little bit of that Bitcoin so I can do a little bit of business on the side. And that's what Bitcoin and Ethereum and cryptocurrency is supposed to be, a hedge against the controlled financial system. It's an independent system that should not be tied to the American stock market. And now it looks like it's breaking away a little bit, which I think is very good for cryptocurrency and for the world at large, because it gives you an alternate theory of inclusion. And Ukraine is in the same thing. They say, look, we're under attack by Russia. We don't have a lot of money. Please, if you're interested, send us some crypto. Send Bitcoin to your relatives. Send it to the state in Ukraine. We can use the money and we can buy things on the internet using Bitcoin. So I think that's why it's going up. Ukraine wants the money. Excuse me. Russia needs the money. And Bitcoin and Ethereum and all the others are just happy to say, okay, sure, I'll go for it. I'm in. Count me in. Now, yesterday when the Sabet thing, I guess, was opening up, where you could buy the healing codes, which we'll talk about in a moment, the gas price was absolutely astronomical. Right now it's hovering around $33. Yesterday it was around $80. And from the people who've been around this longer than I have, they say 3 years ago, when you were getting into NFTs, and the contracts that have to be verified and all of that throughout the network, the gas fees were an average of $300. So you might buy a piece of artwork that you love 3 years ago for $300. And then your processing fee, your gas fee, is another $300, which has no value whatsoever to you and to the artwork. It's a transmission fee. So something that you love that costs $300 ends up in the end costing you $600. So people now today say, oh, $30 for a transmission, that's easy. And Ethereum 2, I guess, is the alternative network that's on its way by 2023, is supposed to take these gas prices down to either zero or pennies. And that needs to happen sooner than later because this is not sustainable. It's a big problem. So here's our friend Sabet. And we know Sabet, we follow Sabet, Sabet follows us. And his DMCA takedown notice of Crypto Mores blew up in his face. But I still understand why he did it, and I respect him for doing it because he had to do it to protect his brand. Even if he had to negotiate a settlement, and we don't know what happened, but we know there was a settlement, and they're all friends again, and everybody's in love. Great. But to get there, sometimes you have to get a lawyer involved. And that's the business. This is big money. A Crypto More, I checked. Let's see if I can find one for you. Because they're back. Sabet had them taken down from OpenSea, and now they're back. Excuse me. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for the hot boxing going on. These Crypto Mores, which are, I guess, skull-like things, I'm not a big fan of them, but people who are Tokyo Punk Sabet fans, which I am, one of those, love the Crypto Mores. I do not have one, but most people have 2 of them, and there are 10,000 of them, okay? And you can see right here, average price is about half an Ethereum, maybe 1 Ethereum. So $3,000, let's say, for one of these things. Can't say I understand it. Can't say I really get it. But what do I know? I'm old and dumb. I'm new to all this. But people love them, and people love this, and they love the Tokyo Punk. So this is what's going on. So, the scribbling, the eyes, the 4 things that make the skull, I guess those are all things that Sabet said belonged to him, that he invented in 1999. Which maybe he did, or maybe he didn't, but he has to claim it in order to sustain his work. Even if he loses, you still have to fight it, and you have to put it up and say, hey, that looks like my work, it's derivative, and I would like to be paid for it. So you can get one of these, I guess, for a little bit of money if you're interested. Kind of funny. I mean, maybe not too bad. Kind of bizarre in some interesting way, right? Is it worth $3,000 to you? I don't know. So that is what happened with our friend Sabet. What have I done? I've lost my place. Okay, here we go. Right, okay. I'm talking to myself. One moment, please, while I get back to my space. Oh, my goodness. But they're interesting. The Crypto Mores is a big community. Blah, blah, all that. Okay, so here's Sabet's home. This is one of his healing codes. Now, this is where it gets very, very interesting to me. Because these healing codes are a new thing that Sabet has invented. I don't know if he wants to be a healer through his artwork, or if he wants to be some kind of guru to help people run their lives, some kind of mystic. I don't understand that. But his intention is very clear that he believes these pieces of artwork that he calls healing codes are meant to give you energy and healing. And this is all on his Discord server, and there's a special place in his Discord server you can go and ask for activation from Sabet. I guess based on you owning one of these healing codes. Because they all mean a little bit something different, which I will share with you in a moment. But what's interesting to me in all of this is the fact that, have I lost my music? This always freaks me out when my music stops playing, because it was not behaving earlier today. Okay, we're back. Long pauses. Slip.stream. Not complaining. I just get a little nervous because we had a little problem there for a while. So there are these healing codes, right? And they're pieces of artwork. And when this was originally announced, these healing codes, it's black paper with golden ink that he then takes a picture of and creates a healing code, right? And they all have different activations and different purposes and different reasons for being, right? Okay. As you can see here, I'll scroll this down a little bit. This is a healing code. This is what it means. Healing code 0, crown chakra 9, third eye chakra 1, throat chakra 8, heart chakra 1, solar plexus chakra 6, sacral chakra 1, root chakra 10, energy alignment, throat center, vibration 91, frequency 776. Okay. If you're into the chakra stuff, you understand what all of that means. Here, to me, is the problem with this. Healing Codes by Sabet. This is the Healing Codes IO website. And if you were on the whitelist, meaning that you had previously purchased something from Sabet in the past, you could get on the whitelist to purchase for 0.0888 Ethereum for 24 hours, which is about $200, $250. Plus gas. And yesterday gas was $80. Okay, so, right? So that's good. That's what a lot of these NFT artists do, is they give their loyal customers, their pre-existing customers, a foot in to say, hey, you can get this for this price, and then when it goes on public sale, it goes up a little bit in price. $200, to 0.1 or something like that, 0.19. So do you remember? So that was yesterday. There are 2.5 hours left for this whitelist opportunity at this cheap price. And you can't get in on the cheap price unless you're a previous Sabet holder. When this was first announced, it was announced there were going to be 3,000, I believe, maybe 3,500 healing codes available, okay? On the private Discord server. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, sign me up. And I guess that it was so fevered and so frenzied that the Sabet people said, hey, let's up it to 4,850 NFTs. Well, immediately there was some backlash in the forum saying, wait a minute, you said this was only going to be, 3,000, and now you're upping it to 4,850? Why? And Sabet and the other people who run his Discord server said, well, the demand was so big from the public that we had to up it. They said, well, you didn't up it a lot. You almost doubled it. That lessens my interest in it because it makes it less exclusive. Who wants to own one of 45,000? And some of these healing codes are very interesting. Some of them are 1 of 50. Some of them are 1 of 1. And a 1 of 1 Sabet NFT, on his website at least, it can go up to $50,000 for one. Okay? A 1 of 1. So as you can see, the mint, which went pretty well yesterday, I was surprised. It wasn't bad. You click on mint, and then you connect your wallet, and then it appears in your OpenSea account. And it worked relatively well. But you can see, after almost 24 hours of this exclusivity window where people are limited to purchasing one, and then after noon today, Eastern Standard Time, you can purchase up to 5 healing codes. But you can see this is a disaster, in my opinion, because he has only sold 513 of these healing codes out of 4,850 available. Disaster. That's barely 10% after almost 24 hours of an exclusive window. And I think there are 4,000 people on his private Discord server, if I am remembering that right. And I think there are several reasons why it's not selling. One is the big fight that he picked with Crypto Mores. I think he created a lot of bad blood with that, and he's trying to be love and a healer and unconditional supporter of people and trying to heal them through these chakra things. So it makes him look a little two-faced. Bad timing. He should have done it 2 months ago. Second is the more important issue, I think, is that everybody pays one price. 0.0888 Ethereum. And everybody's in need of healing from Sabet, right? And all of these healing codes mean something a little bit different. You get healed in different ways according to how the artwork is drawn, I guess. So the problem is this is like playing the lottery, but an expensive lottery. When people collect art and NFT art, they like to buy what they like. Some people will pay a lot more for this sort of figure thing than something else. And with these healing codes, the way it's set up is it gets minted and surprise, here's your piece of art. So you're going into it blind, you're paying a set amount of money, and you're either going to get something worth maybe $50,000, a 1 of 1, or you're going to get 1 of 50, which is, worth $200. It's not very exciting. It's gambling. And everyone's really excited to mint one, to try to get a 1 of 1, until they don't. And they get 1 of 50. Or they get one they don't like. And that's what happened to me. I'm looking at some of these healing codes, and I think, oh, that's beautiful. I like that one. I like that one. I like that one. And the one I got, which I will show with you momentarily, is really awful. I don't like it. I think it's very ugly. And I am particular. And I know what I like and what I don't like, and I don't like my healing code. I want to go into the Discord server and say, hey, I got a screwy code. I want to redo. So here's what's here. There you go. This is what the healing codes are. All right, there's some kind of chicken. There's some kind of face. Oh, how do I get this rolling again? Okay, here we go. There's some kind of face. These are interesting. This, I don't know what it is, but I like it. And they're very beautiful, and I have temporarily made my banner on my Twitter account. Whoops. My healing code, part of my healing code, because it doesn't really fit. Now look at this. Look how designed that is. Very, very beautiful. And here you have the beautiful Sabet female face that he draws over and over again, which I'm not very attracted to. Because I like to use my stuff for avatars, and I would not use a beautiful woman as my avatar, because I'm a very old and ugly man. Beast, excuse me. Now, that's a pyramid thing. I like that. I think that's interesting. Here we are back with the chicken. Or the rooster, I guess. I don't know what it is. But I like it. It's of something. Here's another face. And some people, you know, I say, won the lottery. They have beautiful healing codes that are very interesting. Mine is ugly as heck. And I'm going to show it to you next. But these are all very interesting, well designed. Okay, and mine isn't on there. So here we go. This is my healing code. Healing code number 78. So it's a low number, relatively speaking. But that's it. I think that says love in the middle and has something to do with a heart. I think it's ugly as sin. I hate it. It's very ugly. So then you keep scrolling down. Meow. And I guess this is where all the healing is supposed to take place. So you look at properties. The properties of mine are energy alignment, solar plexus. 14% have this trait. 14% of what? What's been sold or overall? As I understand it from reading the server, these numbers are very futile because right now they're only on what has been sold and revealed. So these numbers are going to go either down or up. And there have only been 500 sold. Faces of love, 18% have that trait. I don't even know what this means. Levels, count, 7 of 49. What does that mean? There are 49 of these? I guess. And 7 have been sold? So I'm 1 of 50. Crown, 7 of 10. 7 of 10 have a crown. I guess in the 50, I don't know. Frequency, 437 of 940. I don't know what that means. Frequency of what? Heart, 2 of 10. Don't know what that means either. The root, 5 of 10. I don't know what that means. Sacral, 7 of 10. Solar plexus, I guess these are the chakras, but 7 to 10 of what? Of those that have been made? I don't get it. Third eye, 5 of 10. Throat, 3 of 10. 38 of 100. Now, I don't care if all of these make this like really exclusive and one of the best ones. I think it's ugly to look at. And I don't like it. An NFT collection of 4,850 hand-painted codes from Sabet's world-famous Love Script. Each code is randomly sized edition based on 333 codes. Collecting a code is the beginning of our journey together. Each code contains hidden messages and healing properties that each collector must uncover. Holders will get access to online resources, as well as webinars with Sabet and other leaders in the healing and wellness space. Now that's slightly creepy to me. Are you an artist or are you a healer? Because you can't claim to be both. You can say, well, my art heals, fine. But when you then become the Guruji who has to say, I am activating your healing, that's creepy. And he's doing that in his Discord server. Someone goes and says, I have cancer, stage 4 cancer. I'm asking you for activation. And Sabet replies and says, "You are activated. May these codes bring you love and abundance and unlock your greatest potential." And then I add, "Unless you're serving a DMCA takedown notice to your competitor, and then all bets are off on the love and the healing." So that's my take on my ugly Sabet. But in the spirit of trying to get along, whoops, that's my next story. I'll go to my page here. This is my background and what it looks like on my page. So there's my ugly kitty, which I really love. I can't get enough of the ugly kitties. The uglier, the better. And that's my background. See, it doesn't really fit. It doesn't work as a banner, which I don't care about. But if I had the design of the three things to go across, it would look much better. But what are you going to do? This is the healing. I should go into Sabet's Discord server and say, "I'm looking for activation to be saved from the healing code that I bought and hate. Please activate me." So that's the game you play as an NFT collector, which is why I think this is not selling, because people don't want to be surprised. If people are going to spend a little bit of money or a lot of money, they want to know what they're getting. Collecting art is very personal. This is not playing the lottery for many people. Now, there are some people who just want a healing code so they can turn around and resell it. That's called the secondary market. Happens a lot. People do it. But when you're dealing with healing and people who have specific needs for what they want to feel better about, you want to know what you're buying. I want to look at the healing codes and pick the one code that I know that will heal me. I don't want a computer-generated algorithm minting my healing code for me, telling me this is what I need, because I don't want it. And now it's time to take a very brief little break, and then we're going to continue talking about this art and giving away things and the risk you take as an investor. We'll be back in a moment. We are back from break. I'm David Bowles. This is Bowles.tv. BOLES .T and a V. Monday through Friday, right here. 9 a.m. Eastern. So many things going around in my head today. So we talked a little bit about Sabbat and how this healing codes thing is really a gamble. And if you're not a big gambler, I'm not a big gambler, I don't gamble, I don't play the lottery, you're not going to react well if you get an ugly healing code. And I know there are some people who did. Right now there's still high excitement, people trying to figure out what they have and what they're going to do with it and who loves it and who doesn't love it. And you're not going to make everyone happy, especially if you're gambling for a 1 of 1 and you get 1 of 50. Which leads us to our next topic of setting the wrong expectation for people. When you are a streamer, you try to be intimate and have a relationship with your wonderful viewers, even if you don't have any. But that's the idea, you have a connection. You treat everybody the same, you chat with them, you support them, they support you. By following you or subscribing to your channel, whatever. So there's a lovely woman on Twitch called Pokimane, right? And she just announced that she is starting a new contract with Twitch. And there was some wondering if she was going to stay with Twitch or if she was going to leave and go to YouTube like some of these other Twitch streamers. And she recently announced that she was planning on staying with Twitch. And I guess to support her decision to stay with Twitch, she's decided to have a sort of raffle. And it was revealed that she makes about $1.2 million a year streaming on Twitch. And I believe that's just her Twitch income. That does not count for personal appearances or sponsored things she does. That's just the money that comes from Twitch for her streaming, which is good money. So here she is. This is her Twitch page. And you can see that she has 9 million followers. We have about 2,000 followers. Excuse me. Okay, so 9 million followers. That doesn't mean they all watch her at the same time. But I've been watching her a little bit, and she averages between, I would say, 20,000 to 30,000 people watching her stream at any time when she's on. So let's say that's 30,000 people who, at some point or another, watch her on a regular basis. 30,000 people, all right? So this is what she decided to do to celebrate her re-signing with Twitch. She said I watched her on Stream talk about this. She wants to give back to her community for all the subscriptions and money they have donated to her. Okay, that's good, fine. And then she says she decided to celebrate by giving away a car, a brand new Tesla that's worth $50,000, $60,000. And to get that, you have to retweet this tweet and follow her, and you have to leave a comment with the hashtag PokeCar and hashtag sweepstakes. So right away, this is not a give back to her community. This is a lottery, another gamble to try to get people to, I guess, follow her and watch her. But she was very delighted, I guess is the word to use, that she had thought of this to give away a car to thank people for watching her stream. And then later she said, I added $33,000 as part of the prize money in additional cash to help with the winner's taxes. And then there's a campaign and rules and records. So what's the rules and the records? So you click on that, and then you get, oh my God, you talk about DMCA and Sabet. These are the rules and the records for the Pokimane car giveaway. And she said she'd never done anything like this before, and she wanted to protect herself, and she didn't know how to do it. So she went to Mr. Beast, who gives away millions of dollars on YouTube, and asked him for help, and he, I guess, directed her to this company. So this is all the rigmarole you have to go through to win, the odds. You have one entry, how to participate, odds of winning. So this is what is weird to me. You have 30,000 people watching you at any one time. You have one car you're going to give away. Now, of course, because people are hopeful and perhaps a little bit deluded, they all watch your live stream and say, oh my gosh, I'm going to be the one person out of, let's say, 30,000 who are going to win a car. And I get $33,000 cash to help me pay for taxes, up to $33,000. Okay, great, wow, I'm going to win. So you have all these people holding thumbs that they're going to be the big winner of the day. And when it comes down to it, there's only going to be one person who wins the car. And you're going to be disappointing 29,000 other people. And I think that's negative energy. I think that's not a good thing. It's just like the Sabet healing codes. Oh, you could be one of one, worth up to $50,000 maybe. Or you could be one of many, and you could just throw away your money. But I'll heal you if you ask for activation on my Discord server. Well, I understand that Pokimane is very happy about giving away this car, but I don't know if she thought it all the way through. Because you're going to make one person really happy, and you're going to make everybody else really upset that they didn't win. And they went to all this stuff. I had to retweet, I had to follow you. I then had to comment with 2 hashtags in order to enter this stupid thing. And I didn't get anything for it. I think it creates bad energy. I think Pokimane is going to have to go get a healing code from Sabet and ask for activation on his Discord server. Because this is not going to end well. Now, is there nothing you could do to, quote, give back, quote, celebrate your new contract with Twitch when you make $1.2 million? Is there no other way to repay your 30,000 loyal streamers who watch you every day? Is there no other way than just giving away a car to one person? I think there has to be a better way. I don't know if you give them a discount or you give them their $5 back for subscribing to your channel for a month. Give everyone a sub. That's what I would have done. I would have said, hey, on this day, I'm giving away subs. And if you're there and one of the people, you get a sub for a month. Now that would make everybody happy. Everybody feels like they win. This way, one person feels like they win, and everyone else goes away a loser. I think it's bad economics, but what do I know? Well, the NFT world is getting even more complicated. Now, Reese Witherspoon. Do people even know who Reese Witherspoon is anymore? Legally Blonde. Well, she's now going to produce movies based on an Ethereum-powered NFT collection. Okay. Weird, but Oscar winner and Hollywood A-lister Reese Witherspoon's production company is planning to launch a series of TV shows and films featuring women in the male-dominated non-fungible token space, NFTs. As reported by Decrypt, Witherspoon's media company, Hello Sunshine, has announced a new deal to develop feature films and a television series based on the Ethereum-powered NFT collection, World of Women. Wow. And this is her tweet. Well, let's go look at it, right? Why not? We'll click on it. Looks like she has an NFT as her profile picture, which we always love to see. No, she doesn't. Now, isn't that funny? If you're going to be a big supporter of NFTs, why wouldn't you have... It's a mistake. Oh, I don't think I clicked on the right thing. Let me see here. We'll go back and click on the actual. When you're finding these, you have to click on the date. There we go. Now we'll get the right tweet. Just to see how she said it in her own words. And what other people are commenting on her. Thrilled to be partnering with the World of Women. World of Women. Hello, Sunshine. World of Women. Tweet your reply. Okay, so it's the World of Women and Stephen King, which I find more interesting than Reese Witherspoon. I stand with Ukraine. Love that. Go, Steve. Very prolific. Well, this is all devolving into nothing. So that's her announcing that what she's going to do. So this is what she told Variety. While the crypto and NFT space is largely dominated by men, there are inspiring leaders like World of Women creating incredible communities for women during this massive shift for media and technology. We're proud to partner with WoW to expand their universe and characters and to develop innovative scripted and unscripted content. We look forward to engaging with the remarkable WoW community at every step of this partnership and creating opportunities for WoW holders to work collaboratively with Hello Sunshine on transforming the WoW art into powerful stories. According to NFT OpenSea Marketplace, the WoW collection, which was created and illustrated, features 10,000 works of art, and I guess this is what some of them look like, so... Bang. We'll go there and look at that. World of Women. Add to your watch list. Okay, so this is what this looks like. Now, these are very smartly designed. And I'll tell you why. Just right off the bat, I've never seen this before until right now. You can use these as avatars. And right now, that's important. It's right in the middle, centered well, it'll make a beautiful avatar. I think that's super duper smart. That was the smart thing that Sabat did with his Tokyo Punks, is he just did the face. Now the ugly kitties are great, but they're in a whole frame. You got to see the whole frame to get the whole idea of what's in an ugly kitty. But at Tokyo Punk, you can make your avatar, and it's just the beautiful face, and it fits perfectly in a profile picture. So that's very smart. Now, this is going for 5.5 Ethereum, okay? Ethereum is trading for $3,000. 5 times 3 is $1 million. 15,000, right? Click on it. Let's see what it says. That'll give you the real number. Woman number 510. 5.5 Ethereum. You can place your bid right now. $16,000, which is 38% below the floor. So the reserve price has not been met. So you can empower women, but if you don't have enough money, you can't buy one of them. The world of women is not cheap. The world of women is expensive. And you've got to have the money in hand. So I would prefer that Reese Witherspoon were working with maybe someone newer, less expensive, more accessible. But I guess when you're a millionaire, you don't mind paying $20,000 for an avatar. I don't know. Well, here's one with blue hair. Excuse me. Let's see what blue hair is going for these days. Has the minimum floor price been met? We'll find out. Blue hair. Hearts under your eyes. Current price is 9.85 Ethereum. $30,000. And you can buy it right now. Obviously, the reserve has been met. 17 hours left. And you can have that as your avatar. Okay, that's the world. You don't have to spend the money if you don't like it. And here's another interesting story from Stephen Fry. Not necessarily about NFTs, but it's interesting when celebrities stand up and try to put their mojo and muscle behind their latest project. And he's talking about how nature and myth explores and shapes our view of the world. Over 1,000 years, people have dreamt up all manner of strange and fantastic beasts, folklore, myths, and legends. A new documentary starring Stephen Fry alongside a host of museum specimens is set to explore just how the connection between storytelling and science has shaped our view on Earth. I love the idea. I think it's very fascinating, and Stephen Fry is a very, very super smart guy. The natural world has fueled the curiosity of people, from 40,000-year-old cave paintings to a museum. Creatures such as the centaur, dragon, and unicorn are at the heart of these myths, these tales dating back centuries, while still providing inspiration for writers and researchers today. This link between the real and the mythical was explored through the lens of the wizarding world in the museum's exhibition, Fantastic Beasts, the Wonder of Nature. Why do we create fantastic beasts? Stephen Fry is no stranger to legends, having published a series of books on Greek mythology. As a result, it's no surprise that the fantastic beasts which inspire him the most come from ancient Greek culture, describing it as a dead heat between Pegasus and Cerberus. One is beautiful, serene, powerful, mysterious. The other, a plain, straightforward, growling, slobbering, slathering beast, like a horribly mutated hybrid of a pit bull, bulldog, and Rottweiler, perhaps. Yet somehow one feels rather sorry for him. Though these legendary beasts have their roots in literary allegories, Stephen says it's no surprise that some of the most spectacular animals inspire legendary counterparts. I think an animal which is close to mythical is the Steller Seas eagle, he said. While filming this documentary, I met one for the first time and had it on my arm. It was huge and heavy, with such majesty, that I almost felt I had to bow my head in its presence. The whole aura of the animal, from its eyes and its beak to its talons, demonstrated such power in that fantastic form. And there is the sea eagle right there with Stephen Fry. Of course, they are built to tear flesh. Their beauty is all about strength, speed, and killing. Ted Hughes, the poet, described the eagle as huddle-shawled, lightning-faced warrior who stamps his shaggy trousered dance on an altar of blood. They're exactly like the griffins and wyverns that we see on flags and gateposts, not to mention the wizarding world's buckwheat, the hippogriff. Sounds like a wonderful project. I cannot wait to watch and read it and be involved. And now we will take our next blood pressure break. Back in one moment. Oh, there's Jana Marie. I think these pictures of women are beautiful. I agree, they're well done, absolutely beautiful. I wish they were priced at a third of the cost, so all women who wanted to get into NFT could afford to buy one if they wanted to. Right now, it looks like the floor is at least $20,000 if you want one. I'm sure there will be imitators and DMCA takedown notices to follow. More in a moment. And we are back from break. I'm David Bowles. This is Bowles.tv, BOLES.tv, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Jana Marie is here on the weekends with you at 11 a.m. And she talks about all kinds of fun things, American Sign Language, fun facts, history, what's happening. Last weekend she talked about Alexander Graham Bell and his relationship to deaf education, and Helen Keller, and what it meant to marry a deaf person, and how he sort of believed in eugenics by not wanting deaf people to procreate. And Jana Maria said during chat she wishes that the world of women were a little more affordable. And we'll go back and look at that just a little bit, because I agree that they are very beautiful. I love that they can be avatars. But the price is really out of stretch for, I think, most people who would want to purchase one. And these are probably women who want these. Now, when you're dealing with the Hollywood syndrome of Paris Hilton and Jimmy Fallon, who will pay $289,000 for a Bored Ape avatar NFT, you know, maybe $20,000 looks like a deal to Reese Witherspoon. But I don't think a lot of people can afford these World of Women avatars. So you go to the page, and then you click on the Buy Now, boink. And then you want to price low to high, and then you hide this. And here you go. These are the lowest priced World of Women avatars. And you can see they're all different colors. Some are wearing sunglasses. These are all created by a computer because there are 10,000 of them, right? Yeah. So these are not necessarily drawn by hand, each one individually. What is this? There's something in her mouth? Oh, that's interesting. That's very Midwestern. Let's see how much that one's selling for. We know it's 9 Ethereum, but has the floor been met or not? The floor has been met. 9 Ethereum, 28 grand. You can buy now or you can make an offer. And you can see what's very interesting, unfortunately, is when this was minted 7 months ago, the price was 0.055. So if 7 months ago you were on the Women of Wonder, you would have paid $163. That's why it's important to get on the whitelist. Get in early, because if you get in late, like 7 months later, you're going to pay 28 grand. Now that's an investment, right? 7 months, $155, $28,000. Someone's making bank. And here you go. This is how you know. Right here, look. These are the transfers minted for 0.055. And then you go up, transfer, 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 transfer. 19 hours ago transferred. But there's no other sale. So see, isn't that interesting? What does that tell you? The sale was 7 months ago. 2 months ago, there was a transfer from Jaft to this, and then from Jaft to another. But it's just a transfer. It's not a sale. I find that interesting. And that's all I'm going to say about it. But I find it interesting. The price history, there isn't one. Because it was the only time money exchanged was at 0.05 for $200. Okay? And now it's about a buy now price of $28,000. What does that tell you? That tells me that now that Reese Witherspoon is involved, everyone is selling their World of Women avatars for $28,000. That's what it tells me. A little cynical. And unfortunate. Now we take a look at a little bit of a chess idea here. Mind Matters is AlphaZero. This is the chess playing computer that has never lost to a human being. And I don't think it's lost to another chess machine either. actually superior to the human mind. The interesting difference between AlphaGo and AlphaZero — Go is another game, AlphaZero is the chess-playing computer — is that AlphaGo uses databases of top human games for learning, while AlphaZero only learns by playing against itself, which is really fascinating. Go is a, I believe, Asian game. I've never played it. I hear it's very difficult to play and very difficult to try to win. Whereas chess, everything's difficult, but there are always chances. And AlphaZero taught itself to play chess by playing both sides of the board. It's really fascinating. It's a great story. Using the same AI engine to dominate two different games while also discarding reliance on human games suggests that DeepMind, the creator of AlphaZero, has found an algorithm that is intrinsically superior to the human mind. But is that really the case? That's terrifying, actually, because you have a computer that's smarter than the people who invented it. Isn't that what every science fiction horror story is about? The machines can do the work until they take us over, because they're smarter than us. And here, I'll share this story. This is AlphaZero's story. I'll put this in chat. In case you're interested in reading that later. Now, merely winning at chess in the game Go is not that interesting, since it is theoretically possible to create a lookup table with perfect moves. While not practically possible for an entire game of chess, it is possible to create perfect endgame lookup tables that can play perfectly with up to 7 pieces on the board. If we know that we are playing against a perfect lookup table, then we would not be very impressed when the perfect lookup table won. After all, what if we could routinely beat the perfect lookup table? It would not be perfect, would it? Interesting. Instead, we are actually impressed by AlphaZero's efficiency, in the same way a person who wins chess games because they spent their entire life studying chess is not impressive in the same way as a young chess prodigy with a natural knack. We are impressed by these chess engines because they appear to beat humans with much greater efficiency. As the AlphaZero paper states, it only took 9 hours to train AlphaZero until it could beat one of the best chess engines in the world. If a child could learn chess and beat the world's grandmaster in 9 hours, purely being self-taught and only playing against themselves, we would be very impressed. However, we all know that computer processing time is not the same as human thinking time. For example, according to the paper, AlphaZero evaluates 63,000 moves in 1 second, whereas a human can only evaluate at most a couple of moves, or not even one. Not even in the same ballpark. So once we start looking at the raw processing numbers for the AI engine, it becomes very clear that comparing AI and the human mind is completely apples and oranges. So it's interesting that AlphaZero is there and winning, and grandmasters like Magnus Carlsen have read the AlphaZero book, watched the games, and learned from AlphaZero. So maybe the human mind can get caught up, if you have the right kind of mind. Now here's some wonderful news from our friend Kevin Drum, who used to write for Mother Jones, is Cal Pundit in a previous life, and now runs Jabberwalking the blog. And he has good news today. Good news for him, anyway. He has multiple myeloma cancer, and as part of his blog, he talks about all these things he goes through to try to survive the world. And so far, he has been doing very well. As many of you know, there's been an explosion in recent years in what are called CAR-T treatments for blood cancers in general, and for multiple myeloma in particular. Unlike ordinary chemo treatments, CART involves taking T cells from a patient, example me, and shipping them off to a lab where they undergo genetic magic and are then infused back into the patient. It's a one-time treatment and shows considerable promise as an almost complete cure. Wow. Now that's science. That's medicine. The same science and medicine that saved us from coronavirus and that half the country doesn't believe in. There are a bunch of CART treatments being developed, but the one I've been following most closely has been a, hold your breath, a Chinese version, licensed in the USA by Johnson & Johnson. Today it received its final FDA clearance. So don't call it the China flu. Don't call it all these nasty things, because we're all in this big world together. And sometimes good things come from unpredictable places. The Food and Drug Administration on Monday cleared the therapy named Carvykti for the treatment of multiple myeloma in adult patients whose disease has worsened, that's Kevin's case, despite prior treatments with other drugs. In one of Johnson & Johnson's U.S. studies, about 98% of the 97 multiple myeloma patients treated with Carvykti had a significant reduction in the proteins that signal the presence of myeloma, and 83% had complete remission, indicating no detectable cancer cells at a median of 22 months after treatment. Chief Medical Officer of the International Myeloma Foundation said the effectiveness demonstrated in the study was really unprecedented. That's why there's so much excitement around it. So Kevin writes, this is obviously good news for me, but it's not unalloyed. First of all, CART treatments have potentially serious side effects, though they're short-term and mostly seem to be quite controllable these days. Second, CART treatments are typically given to patients who are at the end of their rope, which doesn't describe me. Good. However, even with some risk involved, I'd rather try this while I'm still relatively healthy, since I suspect the treatment is more effective the healthier you are. I agree with that. Third, CART therapies cost about, $500,000. Oof. All that said, I, Kevin Drum, am going to push my oncologist to see what it takes for me to qualify for this. I don't expect anything immediate, but it would be nice to get approved for this within the next year or so. And then he has a footnote: in the blood cancer world, multiple myeloma, terminology is confusing. Complete remission doesn't mean complete remission, it means cancer levels are so low they're undetectable. But that's pretty good, but there are a few cancer cells roaming around that will probably make a comeback eventually. And then he has one comment. My wife works for the director of oncology at Washington University, where they are on the bleeding edge of CART therapies. For a few blood cancers, CART has proven to be transformative, even curative. If I had multiple myeloma, I would run, not walk, to the nearest CART trial. Good luck, Kevin. And that's Kevin right there. Wonderful guy, loves cats. Excuse me, every Friday he does cat blogging, where he shows off his cats and talks about their lives, and it's just wonderful. What else is going on in the news today? Russia, here we go, accuses Facebook of censorship and slows down access to the social media platform. Russia has accused Meta, the parent company of popular social media platform Facebook, of restricting the official accounts of 4 Russian media outlets. Good. They should. And here's another headline. Russia is limiting access to Facebook and Twitter after censorship around the Ukraine invasion. Moscow State Communicator Igor Russia has argued that Facebook is placing restrictions on Russian media outlets. Good. Chinese censors delete academics' posts decrying the Russian invasion. So now we get the other side of it. A post on a Chinese social media platform, jointly signed by 5 prominent academics, denouncing Russia's invasion of the Ukraine, was almost immediately taken down by China's censors on Saturday. Russia moves to partially restrict Facebook across access over censorship allegations. Okay, all of this is good. So all of that's setting up this next thing. Major social media platforms ban Russia state media in Europe. Okay? That's today. And this is disturbing in a way I'll share with you in a moment. Major social media companies, including YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok, moved to ban Russian state media outlets in Europe, blocking Moscow's biggest megaphone for influencing public opinion about the war in Ukraine in a critical region on its borders. The moves by the social media giants came after mounting pressure from the European Commission, the Ukrainian government, some U.S. politicians, and their own employees. The moves are likely to provoke retaliation from Russia, which has already restricted social media services in response to previous measures the companies have taken to curtail the Kremlin's ability to spread misinformation and propaganda about invasion of Ukraine. Due to the ongoing war in Ukraine, we're blocking YouTube channels connected to RT and Sputnik across Europe, effective immediately, Google Europe said in a tweet. It'll take some time for our systems to fully ramp up. Our teams continue to monitor the situation around the clock to take swift action. Now, here's my problem with that. Oh, so Russia invaded Ukraine. Oh my gosh, terrible. Oh, what are we going to do? And they're blocking and taking down and retaliating. Great. That's what you should do with people who are purposefully spreading misinformation. And my question to the big social media companies is, where were you in 2016? When Donald Trump and the Russians were lying to people and posting on Facebook and YouTube all of these lies and all of this parabellum that went right through people. Where were you then? Why didn't you block their access then to the Americans? Oh, freedom of speech. Oh, but not freedom of speech when Russia invades Ukraine. Then you'll censor, right? But you won't take down the lies and the misinformation that was spread that elected Donald Trump president of these United States because you want the advertising money, which is what it boiled down to. You looked the other way and you took money in advertising to spread lies that you knew were available. And to a lesser degree, it also happened with the COVID-19 pandemic. You let these non-scientific wackos set the agenda and ruin your social media and ruin half of America with lies and mistrust and dishonor. But now, oh, Ukraine, oh, we have to save Ukraine. But we don't save America. We don't save the people who need to know the right answers here because we don't want to restrict free speech. Well, free speech appears to be purchased and put away in America. And the big social media companies are under fire for it. And maybe Congress will do something to set that right because there needs to be a change. Ukraine should not be more important than the people of the United States who are being fed lie after lie from foreign interests and Russian media. And on that high note, we're going to take our final blood pressure break of the day. Back in a moment. And we are back from break. I'm David Bowles. This is Bowles.tv, BOLES.TNV. Our live stream every day, Monday through Friday, right here at 9 a.m. Eastern. And you can get some video on demand replay at Bowles.live, BOLES.LIVE. That's our YouTube channel. Now, you won't get the interesting links that we have in chat on our YouTube channel, but you can get them video on demand on Twitch. Our username is Bowles TV. Our username on YouTube is Bowles Blues. And we've had a wild and wonderful stream today talking about a variety of fascinating topics, including NFT art, DMCA takedowns, and more. And the Alpha Zero story got me all excited about playing a little bit of, you guessed it, Bobby Fischer chess. I mean, not Bobby Fischer chess. With your friend and mine, Ringo Starr. No, David Bowles. So I'm going to play a little bit of chess. I'm trying to make a comeback from my terrible day yesterday on the wonderful site Chessable, where I trained to try to be a better player. And this one today is very interesting because it's going to be a little harder. This one is a 5-move win. Now, 5 moves is a lot for a training software. And this is timed, so I have to think very quickly. And I am white to play. Oh boy. And I gotta move fast. They like it when you put your queen in danger. What do I do? Where do I go? These are the questions that affect every young player. Well, just quickly looking at it, it looks like here to here puts the king in the old Checo. However, this protects that, and this protects that. Yeah, it's called a little scariness, and I'm running out of time. I don't know exactly if that's the right move, but I'm going to have to make some kind of move or it's going to get mad at me. Nope, not the right move. Moving the opposite way. Now, I don't understand why I'm moving sideways, because the king will just take. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. So the king is going to take. Then I will go here with my queen. And then my knight will protect my queen. I guess that's the idea. I don't know. But now they're going to make me make the right move. So I move here and here. Boom. And the king takes. And then I'm going to move the queen O hero in check. Okay, that was good. That was not terrible. Now I have to figure out what to do next. So how many moves is that? That's 1, 2 moves. Ooh, we got 3 more moves. I think. So I could go here and put the king in check again. The king would move here. And then bishop protects that knight. Okay, I've got to move or I'm going to be in big trouble. I'll try it. Nope, not the right move. They want me to move my bishop and put the king in check this way. Okay. This is not going well. So, go there, put the king in check. Okay, and then it's got to be... Okay, the queen, it's got to be a queen move. So the queen can't go here because the king will just take. Unprotected. The queen can go, whoops. The queen can go here and put a check that way. But then the king just moves there. Queen can move there, but then the queen would take. So, I don't know. I'm just going to go straight down. Ah, they want it at the angle. So now they're going to make me make the move. Then the knight goes there to protect. And then I go here. Well, I got one right. Ugh. Accuracy was 40%. Not so good. I have done better. I have done better. And I will do better. I'll show it to you right now. 3 moves, more my speed. It's a white move. White to play. I'm running out of time. I'm gonna put the, they like the king in check. No, that's not the right move. They want me to sacrifice my queen, which they always do, and I don't want to. Okay, so I got 66% right, which is better than I was expecting, but still not great. I'm proud of it, but not that proud of it. We'll do one with the black pieces. Okay, now I'm black, trying to get the white king. Black to play. Moscow, 2006. We're not supposed to be doing anything Russian from these days. But we'll try. Well, I sort of like this move. Ooh, that was the right move. And then this move. Oh, terrible. And they'll make me make the move. And then here. Okay. And then here. All right, so 75%. It's a little bit better. It's not as good as it should be. But it's better than nothing. Now we'll go to chess.com for the puzzle of the day. White to move. The hint is contemplating the captures. Okay, so I'm contemplating the captures, but that doesn't necessarily mean I should capture. And white is moving. Okay, contemplating the captures. This is all very muddy looking to me, and I'm playing white. Well, I'm tempted to go here and here to hit the bishop. And then I have a laser on that rook. However, we do have this counterplay. We have counterplay. And then I lose, so a bishop for a bishop, which is not terrible, actually. A bishop for a bishop is not terrible. Well, I think I'm going to try it. What could happen? Oh, that could happen. Try again. Well, that's not going to work, Davey. What other choices do I have? Move the knight? Where? Here? No, I'm not going to move it. Here? 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 Doesn't do anything, really. Not very interesting. A bishop move? Not very interesting. A queen move? Not very interesting. I'll try moving this. No, that's not it. Okay, I need a hint. Ah. Strategery. Okay, so it's a pawn take. Okay, now that's interesting. I move the pawn and the king moves. Okay, that's... I don't know why, because now I take the queen. I would think... I don't know what the king gets by moving back one. Well, I'm going to try to take the queen. No, I'm not taking the queen. Wow. So what does that mean? I don't know. Do I want to go this way? No, because then they're going to take my queen. Okay. I'm glad these aren't timed. Because then I'd never win. And sometimes these puzzles are just defensive. You think that you're supposed to put the other king in check, but sometimes they do work the other way. They say you protect yourself from check, but they don't tell you that. They just say find the best move for white. Okay, I'm trying. Well, maybe I'll move this, maybe put this queen here. So I can take the queen. Well, we could try that. No. Try this. No. Hint. It is a queen move. I'm not gonna sacrifice. Oh my gosh, it's a queen sacrifice. I hate when that happens. And I don't know what it gets me. I lost my queen for a pawn. Okay, and now I guess I take that queen. Okay, and that's the puzzle. Okay, dumb. Nothing happened. I hate these kind of puzzles. And it's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday. Why that's the puzzle, I don't know. We exchange queens. And I win the puzzle. The king is not in check. My king is not in check. Both queens are off the board. I know there's a video you're supposed to watch that explains it all. Let's see what the comments say. Nice. Made in 6 moves. Solved. Whatever. Well, we had a really big show today. Really big show. I thank you so much for being here. We've had a wonderful time talking about art and cryptocurrencies and Ukraine and the United States and censorship and Russia and the world. We've touched every continent and always returned home to freedom of expression and freedom of involvement. And I thank you so much for joining me today. You can reach me if you have any questions or comments, david@bowles.tv. That's the email address. If you would like to reach the wonderful and talented Jana Marie Sweetheart, you may reach her at jana@bowles.tv. On Facebook, we are both regular old BOLES is our business page. On Instagram, we are Bowles Books. On TikTok, we are Bowles TV. And on YouTube, our username is Bowles Blues. And on Twitch, our username is Bowles TV, no period. You can join our Discord server anytime you like. We're always there looking for stuff to talk about. And we are also on Twitter @David Bowles, in case you would like to touch in and say hello. Super Follow is soon to come. More information on that as we get there. And until tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, I wish you a good day and a happy heart, and may your soul be filled with joy and not sorrow. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. We give you all our best. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.